To the IndieCommerce video documentation on content types in Drupal 7. Keep in mind this information is intended to be used in conjunction with the written documentation on the same subject in the IndieCommerce Help Center on bookweb.org. Just navigate over to bookweb.org. In the top green menu bar, go to e-commerce and ebooks, IndieCommerce, and finally IC Help Center. You can also see previous videos that have been uploaded in the Training Video Center. In this video, we'll be discussing content types, the differences between them, and how to create new content types. In this case, it is assumed that you have watched our previous video on creating a page. If not, you'll want to watch that first. By default, a newly created IndieCommerce site has several content types available, so right out of the box, you can add a page, an event, a book page, which is very similar to a page, except that book pages are designed to automatically link together into a book. In Drupal parlance, a book is a collection of virtual pages. You can also create a gift card and a product. These are also known as nodes, which just means a place where you can land. If you visit a particular page, event, or product, you are on a node. The first distinction I want to make here is that a content type can be just static content, such as a page of store information, or an event. But content types also include items that can be sold on your site, like a product that you create to sell tickets to a particular event, or a gift card, for instance. These saleable content types are called product classes. In one sense, these are all largely the same in that they are all manually created, they're all stored on the site, and they can all be posted, added to menus, or linked to in some other way. But again, some are just static nodes, such as a page, while others can be dropped into a shopping cart, such as a product. Therefore, it's helpful when discussing these things to separate static content types from saleable product classes. Again, a product class is a content type, but I'm going to use product class to refer to saleable items and content type to refer to static nodes. If we go to Content, Add Content, you'll see a list of the different available content types. Some stores will see only the default types, that is page, book page, event, gift card, and product, while other stores will see additional content types, including other product classes that they've created. Generally, most stores use only the static content types that come with the site, that is page, book page, and event, to create their general content, while any other content types are usually product classes for specific items that the store wants to sell, such as event tickets, signed editions, or t-shirts. In this case, this is a test website, so you'll see a lot of things in here that have been created that you would probably never find on an actual store's website. If you arrange to create a page or a book page, you'll notice that these are largely identical. Both content types will prompt you for the same information, the page title, the body, the book list, and both will offer a file upload tool. And again, those content types will also offer these same links at the bottom, which we went over in the video on creating a page. If you create an event, you'll notice that you're again prompted for largely the same information with the addition of the event date and time and the event address. The point is that all of these content types are set up pretty much the same way. They all prompt you for specific information, and they all present that information in a particular order. We can actually look at the structure of these pieces of content by going to Structure, Content Types, and in this case we'll look at a page. Remember, when we're creating a page, we go to Content, Add Content. When we want to manipulate the elements that appear on that page or that content type, then we go to Structure, Content Types, and again in this case page. Here we can see some of the basic elements that are tied to the creation of a page. Keep in mind other content types have a similar set of controls. So here you can control what the content type is called. So I could create a new content type by going to Structure, Content Types, Add Content Type, and I could call it, for instance, Article or Press Release. I can also decide what to call the first field on the content type. When you're creating a page, that first field is called the title, and you can see that right here. But if I'm creating a new content type that is an article, I might want that first field to be called the headline. The publishing options will allow me to dictate whether a newly created piece of content will be published as soon as it's created. By default, all new content is automatically published as soon as it's created, but I could arrange for my content to also be promoted to the front page. I'm not going to do that here, though. The display settings allow the content type to display the creator's username and the creation date, or not in this particular case. This information is probably not very useful on a regular page, but is probably helpful on something like a blog entry. Finally, the menu settings at the bottom. When you create a piece of content, the system will offer to add it to a menu while you're still creating it. By default, the system will only invite you to add a piece of content to the main menu, but you can cause the system to show you all of your menus, giving you a wider choice when you're creating content. Now let's move to some of the other options available when creating content.